Next door neighbors.
Storytellers is made possible by
a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting,
by the support of the Nissan Foundation,
and by members of Nashville Public Television. Thank you.
In the 80s, there was war happening between Iraq and Iran, and there was also a civil war taking place inside Iraq in the late 80s. Most of the people on the one side of the war were Kurds, and then on the other side there were Ba'athist Arabs from the Saddam Hussein regime. As a result, we were actually ousted from our homes, and some of us had to run away for about 18 days on foot. We were incredibly hungry and dehydrated until we got to the border of Turkey. Once we got to the border of Turkey, Turkey didn't want to let us in, so they were going to turn us back to go back to Iraq, where there's bombs and chemical weapons and gas. I mean, you name it, it was happening. It was incredibly a scary time. The United Nations decided to interfere and step in, and they pretty much pressured Turkey into taking us in as refugees. And so Turkey opened their doors to us, and they made several refugee camps available for people. There were 3, I believe, that I know of. There were everyday living things that were happening. People were getting married, people were living, people were dying. Life was happening. I mean, we were inside of a tent, but we never felt like we were without. And it was beautiful. There was a school system that was set up for us. I remember even as a youngster, my father actually went against the norms of having the eldest daughter stay at home and do most of the housework. Instead, he took me out of this environment and put me into school. What we looked forward to every day was grabbing our notebook and going to school. And I remember it was one of the most joyous experiences for me and my friends. We had tons of chores. We all had to help our mothers, and we all had to do a lot of things. But every day at 11 o'clock, we would run to school and we would sit down together and try to behave as best as we could for our teachers. Let's fast forward a couple of years. I stayed in school over there. Then we moved to Tennessee, and we settled in Nashville, and we were brought here by a church. And it was really nice because I didn't speak any English, and it was really scary. I remember we would go to school all day and I would do nothing but listen to Hooked on Phonics. They worked. And then once I became a college student, I was encouraged by my family to become active in participating in extracurricular activities here at school, and so I actually really enjoyed my college experience. This is my second time getting a degree from MTSU. My first degree was in international relations, and this degree is in biology. I am back in school because I want to be an educator, and I hope that I can take these positive and really influential moments in my life and turn them into something that can make me be a really good teacher for my students someday in the future.